What's good, everybody? Back here with episode 4 of the Step Back. It's your host, Rob Aguirre. Alongside me, as always, we got Matt Choder and Ben Repay. This week,
Yes, sir.
Marlyn was not able to be here with us. He'll probably be back here next week. We got a big show lined up for you guys this week. But how you guys doing today? And, last week we haven't seen each other in a while.
I'm doing pretty well. Just been working. Enjoyed some March Madness tournaments over the weekend. Looking forward to that. Not too much though.
What you, Choda?
Yeah, same thing. Just a lot of driving this weekend. I had to go to Lowell twice, which seems like forever. But I've had a pretty good week. I didn't get to watch too much college basketball, but I'm rooting for Illinois, considering that Duke didn't get too far. So I'll be watching Illinois and Gonzaga for sure this tournament. I'm excited to see how it all turns out.
Shout out to Io. Shout out to Io, the future bull.
Future bull, baby.
We'd love to see it. I'm trying to speak that into existence, man. Chicago kid, Morgan Park. We need to
Is he from Chicago too?
Yeah, Morgan Park.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. In high school, I think I saw his stats. He was averaging like 25, 7, and 7 his senior year. Like that's
that man in the Bulls jersey. I need it.
Yeah. I saw the one that you quoted on Twitter. That was nasty.
That was
Whoever did that did a great job.
That was nice.
That was better than the one that the Bulls, like one of the Bulls social medias posted. And I was like, that's trash compared to the other one.
Right.
Shout out to that dude.
Surprised we haven't seen one in him in a Heat uniform yet. The Heat always have people Photoshop the uniform.
Heat want everybody.
But yeah, man, I love it. My dad growing up in Chicago, he was always a DePaul and an Illinois fan. So I'm a huge IU fan, but IU sucks. We finally got rid of Archie. We're moving in the right direction now. It's a great time to be a Hoosier fan. But looking at Illinois, that team, they're the best team in the country. I don't care what everyone says. They play in the best conference in the country. So Gonzaga is a little bit of a rank down, in my opinion. Hopefully we get to see a national championship between the two of them. I think that could be one of the ones we'll be talking about in 10 years from now. But yeah, other than that, this week I actually on Saturday I was hanging out with Coach Boom. I went to B-Dubs. I went to B-Dubs with Purdue Northwest basketball coach. Talking a little bit. We were at the regionals for it was in South Bend at South Bend, Washington, actually, where Skylar Diggins went to high school. Hammond High fell short. But dude, man, that was a good game. Went to overtime. They actually almost had a buzzer beater. It just went in and out. It was a really, really good game though. Next week, I'm hoping that I'll be at the Lafayette Jefferson semi-state so I can see Jalen Washington, top 15 player in the country, go to work. But it's exciting, man. Basketball here in Indiana is nuts. Like how much we love it, especially being here around Chicago. We're all Bulls fans, and the Bulls are making moves now too. Love what Billy Donovan's doing, and he actually made some pretty. It was a questionable move, but man, did it work last game?
Yeah, I think it was just like a coaching move that Boylan or Hoiberg would never have done as like younger, rookie coaches, I guess, in the NBA. That was a veteran move. I mean, he's been around the NBA and he knows how to get his players out of slumps. And I mean, watching yesterday, it worked pretty well. I mean, they played phenomenal the first half. I think they combined for like 19 in the first half or something. I mean, Wendell was being aggressive. Coby was being aggressive. I think they needed that. So I'm glad Donovan actually made the move and did that, especially because they're so young. I think they just sometimes need to slow the game down, maybe watch on the bench, let the vets work with the youngins for a little bit. And them coming off the bench, I mean, that's a lot of offensive firepower off the bench. So I like the move. I anticipate that they will keep coming off the bench at least for a couple more games, and then who knows, maybe they'll work their way back in the starting lineup. But I really have no problem with them off the bench right now.
Yeah, I wasn't too mad either because it's just like they're young, and then they obviously playing for Boylan last year. They didn't really have a solid leader in the locker room. I'm not just going to sit here and just keep dissing Boylan. Who cares? He's gone. But like Billy Donovan has come in and he's really setting like a tone of what he's trying to do. He's actually trying to win games. They're not just trying to rebuild this year, even though they're not a playoff team. They're still like a respectable team. Like this move kind of surprised me because I started looking at like where the Bulls are amongst like NBA teams, and we're not like the bottom tier in like any category. Like in most categories, we're either in the top 10 or like the middle of the pack. But as far as like Coby and Wendell, I think it makes sense for kind of Coby to come off the bench right now. He's more of a scoring guard anyways. So it's like it kind of helps him just kind of like you just said, slow down. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's got to kind of, I think they both, it's just like a discipline thing. Like they're both young. So it's like, it's honestly wasn't even that big of a deal. According to like everything I read that they said, like him and Wendell are both like, you know what, like whatever we got to do to win. Like I'm sure they're going to be back in the starting lineup in like no time. Once we get things rolling, but they're trying to make a playoff push. So like, you know, we just got dubbed or whatever, like 2 or 3 times in a row. So it's like, yeah, you got to switch it up. There was a different game plan, and they just looked a lot better, the whole team. Like, and it's not like they didn't play. Like Coby played like 27 minutes or something. Wendell only played like 19, but it's like at the end of the day, we got a dub against the shorthanded Raptors. But I think it'll give them some confidence because that's the first time we beat the Raptors in a minute. Like, couple years or something. Yeah, that's crazy. So we used to smack them up all the time. The Bulls did.
Yeah, I think regardless of the fact, you know, like you said, we haven't beaten the Raptors in so long, regardless of the fact that they were shorthanded, that's still a huge win against a playoff team. That's something we really needed. But I really like seeing Coby yesterday coming off the bench, you know, in that scoring role. I really see him. I love Coby White, but I really see him as his peak as someone coming off the bench like a Lou Will, a Ben Gordon, a Jamal Crawford, just immediate offense off the bench. He could play just like Jordan Clarkson. You know, he's somebody who could just come in and make an immediate impact. He was plus 24 in the game yesterday when he was on the floor.
Wow.
And Wendell was plus 12, plus 11, I want to say. You know, it's something that they definitely needed. But I really think that the Bulls just pretty soon, at least around the deadline, try to make a move for somebody because we don't have any size. It's bad. Like I love Thad. Don't get me wrong, but you can't start a 6'8" Thaddeus Young at center to go against Joel Embiid.
I mean, I think the only 7-footers they have are like Lowry and Cornette. I think those are the two, and Cornette doesn't get any tick. Wendell's like 6'10". I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing on the Coby White thing. I think he has a lot of pressure on him because you got you have Levine, Patrick Williams, Markkanen, and Wendell, and you're trying to, you know, distribute to all 4 of them. And it can be hard for a point guard like him, who's more of like a score first, to get everyone going. And the Bulls, like them especially, they rely so much on their point guard to get everyone involved because I feel like, I mean, like Pat Will isn't really taking anyone ISO right now. His rookie year. I mean, Levine's the only one who really, and Coby, but sometimes if Coby tries to do too much and turns the ball over, it can be hard for like Markkanen and Wendell to get going. So I think it's nice to have Satoransky, Thaddeus who can pass the ball around so that, you know, players like Markkanen and Williams can get going like we saw yesterday in the first quarter, and it carries on through there.
Especially with the way P. Will played yesterday. You really saw you could almost say this was the coming out party for the Paw. Dropping a career high 23. It was a great day for NBA rookies yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Especially Anthony Edwards dropped his career high yesterday too. I think he dropped like 34? Something in the range of that.
Against Portland.
Yeah.
Pretty good team.
It was a statement game. And that was the same thing for Pat yesterday. You know, he was talking about how I feel like it bothered him a little bit not making it to All-Star weekend, but he didn't take it lightly as a vacation. He was in LA training. And he was ready to go for the second half of the season. And that's something I love to see. Yesterday was the first time I've ever seen Pat Williams smile. And
I saw that.
He's always got that Kawhi straight face. And that's something I love to see. You know, he's coming out of his shell a little bit. I think he's going to be a star. I just feel something with him, with the way he plays and just his mentality. He's got a veteran mindset. And I think P-Dub, he's our second star we need. But if we can get a trade for someone, not even necessarily just a big, I'm still on that DeMar DeRozan train. I really want DeMar to come to Chicago. But if we can end up trading for somebody, you know, a big man, we're going to talk about the trade market pretty soon. But we need someone, just a little splash of a move. If we can keep everybody else kind of intact, you know, to maybe trade like a future first, a couple seconds or something. I'm fine with that. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
I was
Shorty.
waiting for someone to go. I was just gonna say I agree with what you're saying. I don't know if DeMar DeRozan is necessarily the player we need to go get, but I think we need. I was telling you, or maybe it was someone else the other day, like the Bulls have like a nice core. Like they should like. You see all these big free agents going to like the young teams because they got all these players. Like when is a free agent gonna come to the Bulls? Like they got good players. They got Zach. They got Pat, Laurie, Wendell. Like we have a nice core for someone that's an established player to come in and like kind of bring them over the top. Like kind of how like Kawhi like went into like or not my bad. How LeBron went to LA because they had all those young players or whatever. Like that's what attracted him supposedly. Also, he wanted to be in LA. We talked about that too. But yeah, I think DeMar DeRozan, obviously I wouldn't be a complainer if he ended up in a Bulls uniform. But I think if we went and got someone, say, like Andre Drummond, I'd be like, all right, I like that. I do like the idea of Andre Drummond coming to Chicago.
I don't think it would cost that much to get Drummond either. I think he's somebody who'd maybe be like, maybe we'd be lucky enough to throw Felicio in a deal. Get Felicio out of here with a second or first round pick.
Take Otto off our hands, like to match the money, and take a pick. Like
it's only a matter of time before Otto gets hurt again. I'm sorry to say it, but like
I love that dude, but and he can provide some for like an actual contending team.
Yeah.
Too. You know,
I'm a team I could see them trading for him is the Warriors. I've heard the rumors about the Warriors wanting him. And that's somebody that could really fit well next to Steph. And another guy that we can't see healthy. Well, Laurie's healthy now, but that's another guy who's never healthy, which sucks because when he's on the court, he provides, but he's not really on the court to provide. Mm-hmm. And as well, Chandler Hutchison, man, like, I don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. I hope that he could figure it out because he's got a nice NBA body. Like, he fits like a prototype NBA player. You know, when he came in, like I was thinking, like, he can maybe kind of play like a young Scotty a little bit. He could handle the ball, he could shoot. He was a really good defender in college, but he just can't. I don't know. And especially when there's other guys we could have drafted, man. We took Chandler Hutchison from Boise. I hope he figures it out. I really, really do. But you know what? We can move on from Chandler. It was rough. But, we're talking about a lot of trades. Trade deadlines coming up in the NBA. There's some big name guys that are on the market right now. LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan, Andre Drummond, Vucevic, Jeremy Grant, just to name a few. Man, even Victor Oladipo. Who do you think's gonna? What do you think of some of these guys? Where do you think these guys might end up?
Oh,
you want me to go ahead and start, or you go, Cheddar?
Is this?
We're not doing that yet. This is just a trade debate.
Go ahead, Cheddar.
Oh, all right, my bad. So
just trading players.
I think LaMarcus, obviously he's not with the Spurs now, which I'm very happy about because he really didn't fit their timeline. like they're getting real young, and he's having like he hasn't really like. Granted, it's a weird year. He's had like his worst year statistically since like his rookie year, as far as like points per game and rebounds per game. But he could still play. Like I've seen LaMarcus Aldridge just give teams the work, and it's crazy like how it kind of goes unnoticed because he's in San Antonio and they've kind of underachieved the last couple of years. But I'd like to see him go somewhere like maybe like the Celtics or the Trailblazers, kind of go to a younger team. I don't know how he would fend well. I mean, obviously it would help to someone like the Lakers, but like I think he can really like provide something, especially for if he just went back to Portland. Like that's kind of like I feel like that's what they need. Someone like him, like a big body like that. And the Celtics too, I think can always use an improvement at the 5 spot or 4 spot, wherever you want to throw him. But yeah, very happy that he's on his way out of San Antonio. DeRozan, I want to say there's a couple of teams I could see him going to. One I saw today was the Pacers when I was kind of doing my research. I feel like that would be a good fit for him, but realistically, I could see him maybe going to the Bulls. Another team I always thought would be a good one would be the Lakers for him to go to his hometown, LA. But I don't know what they would throw to the Spurs, maybe like Kuzma or something. He's always in the trade rumors. Also, I would like to, me personally, I want to see DeRozan go back to Toronto. I feel like that team, even though like they kind of sent him off, like, and that was hard to watch. Like, I'm not even a Raptors fan. I felt so bad, but I think he would really help because they're just kind of in an awkward phase. Like, obviously they're not championship contenders, but they're not buns or anything by all means. So I think having a DeRozan back on that roster can really help them out. Drummond could fit anywhere, bro. Like, I don't know. Like I could see him possibly going to the Nets. I don't know how it would fit well with the Lakers. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to honestly, my personal pick, Drummond to the Hornets. I think that would be a really good fit for him if he's looking to be a part of a younger team. I think that's like the Hornets are in a good spot, and I think they can trade some of those players that they have and build around like that core of like LaMelo, Terry, and then now I mean he's not part of their core, but like Gordon Hayward obviously is like one of their guys. I think it would help having a big body like Drummond in there. But yeah, those are just some of my picks for the trade market guys.
That was the first time kind of hearing about Drummond to the Hornets. That actually that sounds like it'd be really good for the Hornets. I don't know, in my opinion. So I kind of agree with you on that. I saw some things of obviously Jeremy Grant, like the Celtics offering multiple first rounders for him, which is like crazy to me because like a first round pick for I don't know. I saw some tweet today. It was like if I saw Jeremy Grant was getting offered or they're offering first rounders for Jeremy Grant, I would have thought like Danny Ainge lost his mind or something 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But you know how Danny Ainge just throws first rounders or what, like just left and right. Like he does not care. Where he would play, I'm not really sure considering they have Tatum, and that's kind of. I mean, I guess he could play small forward, but I don't know where Brown. Like I don't know where he would play, to be honest.
It just doesn't make sense.
I yeah, I no, I agree. I really don't. So I mean, I guess it'd be. I mean, obviously it'd be better for them, but if it'd be worth the picks, I don't know. I don't think so. Also, was reading that Kristaps could be available. I think Rob, you touched on it last week that he and but the front office aren't exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Like
Yeah, I'm not
a
sure what's
strange
going on
relationship.
there. So I mean, if he can get on, he doesn't even have to go to a top contender. If he goes to, a team that's like 5 seed right now, he can make them,
Yeah.
contenders because that's how good he is.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think PJ Tucker will definitely not be, or he will be moved. Where he goes, I have no idea. It seems just like he'd be on the Lakers for some reason. That just seems like the thing the Lakers would do, and just
Mhm.
which would be very good for. I mean, PJ Tucker on any team is very valuable in my opinion. He's just like a guy you want if you're in the playoffs and you want to make a deep run. Because I mean, he's automatic from the corner, and then
Positionless
obviously,
basketball, man.
yeah, that's what I'm like. That'd be great. And then last but not least, I heard like I don't know how much truth there is to any of these, but this one specifically because it's like the first time I'm like reading about it. Like the Lakers were looking at Whiteside. Don't know how how much truth that is to it, but I mean obviously that'd be huge for them. Don't know why Portland would really do that. Wait,
He's in Sacramento.
yeah,
Sacramento.
yeah. I was gonna
Sacramento.
say he's not. I just paused for a second. I was like, wait, okay, now it makes more sense. Um, but yeah, that'd be awesome for them. A lot of these bigs are like these veteran bigs are needed right now, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I'd love to see Drummond on the Bulls. But I also think Drummond would be awesome on the Hornets.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's some dudes like you guys didn't mention that I want to bring up a little bit. One of the names that I've seen in the trade market, I don't know the odds of it really happening because I'd be really shocked, but is Nikola Vucevic. That man is an all-star, someone who puts up 20 and 10 with ease, but he's still underrated. No one really brings him up with best bigs in the league. I mean, we didn't even name him to our all-star teams. Like, it was crazy. None of us talked about him. But places I would like to see him, an underrated place that I think could really use someone like Vucevic is actually the Knicks. I would like to see Vucevic on the Knicks next to Julius Randle. I don't know what they could give up, but that could be a nice piece to add to that team. And Tibbs will get him playing great defense.
Yeah.
Another guy I think the Magic should definitely loot. I don't know if they should move him, but I've rarely seen in the trade market is Aaron Gordon. I know the Timberwolves really want to make a move for Aaron Gordon, which doesn't make too much sense to me because he doesn't play a lot of defense. And that team is the worst team in basketball. So what are you really gonna move? So you're just gonna give up on Jarrett Culver already, It just doesn't make too much sense to me. Like I said, I'm trying to speak DeMar DeRozan to Chicago into existence. I want it to happen really, really badly. If we get that, I guarantee you we make the playoffs. Another one that I kind of think might happen, I'm not 100% sure, is Victor Oladipo. He wants out of Houston, and I think a team that should make the move for him, I don't know if they'd be able to pull the trigger, but the Bucks. I think the Bucks can use one more guy. They need someone to put them over the edge. Get them over the hump. They've been running into it the last 2 years, and I think a backcourt of Vic and Holiday, and then you have Giannis down low. Come on, who's scoring on this? I didn't even bring up Middleton.
Yeah, I was gonna say
who's scoring? No one's scoring on that team. It would be insane. But yeah, there's a lot of guys on the trade market. I think this is actually going to be a very active trade deadline. I really think it could be. Well, one guy, that they were just mentioning in the trade market was Marvin Bagley, and he just broke his hand today. So that's someone off the market now. I'm not trying to be Marlyn right now, but that really kills my fantasy team. So that really sucks. So prayers up for Bagley. I really hope he can come back. He was actually playing really good recently. He really was. I know. But
I love Marvin Bagley. That sucks.
But here's a theory I was talking to one of my friends about. I don't know the odds of this happening, but hear me out. Okay, so I want DeRozan to happen, but I don't think it will. But hear me out on this. Coby White going to the bench means the Bulls are going to make a run at Lonzo. What do you think of that? So it frees him up. It's getting Coby used to being a 6-man. We bring Lonzo in because Wendell's, me and you were talking about it earlier about Wendell's dad tweeting how the Bulls need a pass first point guard. So you bring in Lonzo and Zach in the backcourt. Come on now. Come on.
I would absolutely love that. Lonzo's like the perfect player the Bulls need. Someone who doesn't need to score but can, and be able to like distribute, which was what I was saying at the beginning, that you need to be able to get it to Lowry, get him a couple buckets, need to get him going, get Pat Will going. Levine will get to going by himself. Carter down low, especially because I feel like he's been struggling being aggressive. But yeah, not only is he a premier playmaker and like one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, but he's been shooting the ball extremely well.
Yeah,
above 40%, I'm pretty sure, from three. Like close to Levine's percentage, and he has like more threes than Trae Young this year. I don't know if that's
by a decent amount. By a decent amount.
So I would love that. I don't know about you, Choder.
No, anyone that knows me knows like Lonzo is my guy. Like ever since we were in high school, like I was like, this kid is gonna be special. Granted, he, whatever, he's had his ups and downs. People have I've gotten some heated arguments with people that say he's like a bust and things like that. I'm like, y'all just got to relax. He's been injured. He's had coaching changes. He's moved teams. He's had LeBron come in and take the ball out of his hands. The beginning of this year, he was playing as a 2 guard and like having to get used to just being a catch and shooter. And if you watch basketball and you understand Lonzo Ball affects the game more than just scoring, and people don't realize that. And I've said this since ever since that he was supposed to be traded. I thought maybe the Bulls could have swiped in and got him and then sent something else off when Anthony Davis was headed to LA. But I've been saying I think Lonzo and Zach LaVine will make a great backcourt. They're both like long and athletic. Lonzo's a facilitator and defender. Zach LaVine's a scorer, shooter. Like they could play off each other. Like they both don't need the ball. Like, Coby White's a scorer or Zach LaVine's a scorer. I just, obviously they'll figure it out if that's what they want to do. But I think Alonzo Ball would definitely be a great sidekick next to Zach LaVine, like 100%. But yeah,
trying to speak that one into existence too. I think having him in Chicago, first of all, he wants to be in a big market. I know that for a fact. He wants to be in a big market. But I've also heard that New Orleans, they kind of want to start playing Kyra Lewis more. So it makes sense to move Lonzo if you think Kyra Lewis is your future point guard, especially because Lonzo, he's due for a contract extension this summer. So trade him to us. Let us get his bird rights. So we can, and then just let us have them. You know, if you don't want them, we'll take them gladly. Throw JJ Redick in the deal too.
Give us a shooter.
We want JJ.
Dude, we need a shooter. I was talking about this.
Dude, JJ Redick. Whew. I don't
He
even
would
care how
look
old
good
he
in a-
is,
he would
man.
look good in a Bulls jersey. I'll tell you that.
He was supposed to be a Bull.
Can I ask you guys this? What would you think the Bulls would have to give up for that? Just
For
Lonzo.
Lonzo?
We don't have to talk about JJ. Just Lonzo.
For Lonzo, I definitely think it would be a future first.
Okay.
I hope we can keep our pick this year. Maybe we'll trade our pick for next year. So a future first, probably like lottery protected, then the year after that would be unprotected.
We got to get some
I
salary
think-
off the books.
So I don't know if they would take Otto, but I think it
Yeah.
would end up costing either Wendell or Lowry.
Well, they might take Otto only because this is his last year.
Maybe,
I
but the
don't
thing
know.
is with New Orleans, they're not really competing for a playoff spot right now.
Right.
They're really
That's true.
struggling. So
Trying to
I
get
don't know
young
if they
guys.
get a young guy. So it might cost like a first round pick, Wendell or Lowry. Because I wouldn't move Coby. I wouldn't move Coby. I keep Coby as our sixth man. But if you're able to move Lowry, because Lowry's due for an extension too. Don't forget that. So you move him, and now you got our backcourt of the future. That's our backcourt for the next decade right there with him and Zach. Then you got Coby off the bench. You got P-Dub who can play anywhere. And then boom, we have our first round pick. We somehow just don't make the playoffs, or we trade up. We get Evan Mobley.
Oh,
my
Yeah.
goodness.
He's
That's
going
like
pretty high.
a dream situation, and the Bulls never get that. So I'm not even going to get my hopes up to start
If that
one.
happened,
But
if that happened, I want this clipped everywhere.
gosh,
But no, we're definitely getting Io. And then he could be our. We could
we
just
got
play.
3-point guards.
Yeah. It don't matter. We'll play him at the 2, Zach at the 3, P-Dub at the 4. We'll go small ball basketball, and we're solid.
Let's go.
Positionless, man. And then we just need a big man. We'll sign a big man. Doesn't matter who we get. We'll go get Drummond. Drummond's a free agent.
I only want Io if he keeps the mask and it's like black with like a Bulls like that.
he
so
becomes
cool.
becomes our Rip Hamilton, bro. We need it.
Yes.
oh my goodness.
But
We
yeah,
need a shooter though. I forgot we haven't had a pure shooter, and I feel like we had McDermott who just I'm sorry.
Don't get me on that one. I don't want to get started on that.
He's good on Indiana
Buckets,
now.
man.
I mean, we had Miritich for a little bit.
Our
but,
last
like,
pure shooter had to be Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
It has to be. I can't think of one after that who was just a pure shooter.
I think a good second round pick. I was looking at the mock draft. I don't know how much you pay attention to Iowa, but like Joe Wieskamp.
Is that the man who like never misses free throws?
I think so. And he's just like a shooter, and he plays on Iowa, and he's like the 60 something overall pick in the mock draft, or like not 60, it's like 50
Man.
something.
If we
Something
can get
like that.
if we can get
Just
a
like a-
shooter.
Yeah, but that's
Just need some
down
shooting.
the way. After we
Yeah.
win the championship this year, and then we'll
Facts.
talk about-
That's what's gonna happen when we get Lonzo and we bring in DeRozan.
Yep, both of them.
Oh my god, you guys are playing 2K right now. Like,
Shout out to Kenny Beecham, man. He has me thinking of all these concepts that the Bulls can do.
Mhm.
But yeah, when you play 2K, you become a GM in that game. You think you can do anything, and you like that. I wish it was, man. I would have had Lonzo in here a while ago. But we'll get into our next thing here. We'll get into our star-studded debate between Choder and Ben. The way that this is going to go, we're going to start doing this every week. It's going to be 3 topics. Both of them are on 2 different sides of the topic. They both have a minute for each debate, and I'll pick a winner each round. And at the end, I pick the winner. That person stays in the debate for next week. I move into it, and the loser of this one becomes the judge for next week. Or since Marlyn will be here, Marlyn will be the judge, so we can have a continuing recycle of it going, not just having one person sit out every week. So the first one will be about the 76ers. The 76ers sit number 1 in the East right now, but Embiid is currently out. He'll be out for about a week or 2. So are the Sixers truly the number 1 team in the East, and can they hold this position with Embiid out? We'll have Choder go first, and your clock starts now.
all right, so I think that the 76ers still can hold that number 1 spot, but I do not think they're the best team in the East. You got to give it to Brooklyn. They got KD, they got Kyrie, they got Harden. They're rolling come playoff time, but I still think 76ers could hold that playoff spot or the number one spot given that the next like few games they're playing a lot of beatable teams, even if they don't have Embiid. Like they're playing the Knicks twice, they're playing the Kings, the Warriors, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, Grizzlies, Thunder, Pelicans. That's all within the time span that Joel Embiid is going to be out. And I think that they can win those games without Embiid, given that the 76ers have been like rolling. They're 8-2 in their last 10. And yeah, so I think overall, I think the 76ers will hold that number one spot for the next couple of weeks until Embiid's out. I mean, who knows where they'll be sitting at the end of this regular season, but I think they can definitely hold that number one spot for sure with their schedule.
Nice. Stopped right at 59 seconds.
Dang.
All right. There you go. And all right, here you go, Ben, with your rebuttal starting now.
All right. Well, I mean, the Sixers, don't get me wrong, they're a great team, but I mean, I honestly see the Nets just steamrolling every team from now on. I'm looking at the strength of schedule right now. The Sixers and the Nets are about the same. Nets have a little bit better schedule left. I mean, I think they're showing that 489 is the total record of their opponents they have, and 494 is the Sixers opponents left. Nets just added Blake. I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10. I guess the Sixers are 8-2, but I mean, Embiid's going down. And I honestly just don't think anyone's going to be able to keep up with the Nets. I mean, they have 4 all-stars, almost super. Blake is about a superstar. He's close. That's my rebuttal, basically. I don't think anyone's slowing down the Nets, and I think the Sixers will eventually slow down. They don't have too good of an away record, and they kind of rely on their home record. They're 17-3 at home, which is actually, I think it's the best in the NBA. Whereas the Nets are 11-7 on the road, 15-6 at home. They're a pretty balanced team. Like I said, 9-1 their last 10, 4-game win streak. So I really don't see the Sixers holding on much longer.
What'd you say, Charter?
Nothing. I muted myself because I was talking.
Oh, okay.
To myself.
That first round, I'm gonna go with Choder. I truly do think that regardless, because of the strength of schedule, the Sixers are gonna just continue to hold on to that. And I just don't see Blake as a superstar anymore. In that spot right there. So first round we'll go to Choder. The second one, we're gonna go talk about the Miami Heat. Are the Heat contenders or pretenders? We'll have Ben start this one out and go.
The Heat are definitely not pretenders, but they're also not contenders. So I guess I lean more so on the pretender side. They are good. I mean, weren't they? I think they fell out of the 8th seed. What was it before the deadline? And they've been on a crazy run. That being said, if they add a couple pieces, maybe I'll change my mind. But right now, I think they're just on a run. They've been killing it, but the top. I want to say the East is a 3-man race, but it might honestly just be a 2-man race between the Sixers and Nets. I kind of want to put Bucks in there, but given their history of winning every game in the regular season and just choking, I kind of just want to keep it Sixers and Nets. So I think the Heats. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's a 3-man race in the East. They don't have the firepower to match up with the Bucks, Nets, Sixers. I mean, the Sixers have the MVP. Nets have 3 superstars. Bucks have Giannis. I mean, I think that last year was a fluke year. I'm sorry. I don't see the Heat matching up.
All right. And Charter, go ahead.
All right.
Now here's your rebuttal.
So I'm going to go with the side that the Heat are. I would say they are contenders in the East. You made great points that they don't have the firepower to match, like, obviously, the Nets, because no one in the history of the NBA has that firepower. But the Heat have been rolling. They have been rolling. In the last 10, they're 9-1. They had a really rough start, and everyone was like, man, that fluke was serious. And they've come back and but they had COVID stuff and health reasons and stuff like that. And they've come back, and they're sitting at a 4 spot at 21-18 after that rough start. They're on a 4-game win streak right now. So they're getting back healthy. Bam's out, he'll be back, and they're still winning even without him. They got no Bradley. Obviously, Myers Leonard had his thing where he totally just screwed up his whole career. But what are you gonna do? And then who knows if they make a move for say Kyle Lowry, send over Dragic or whatever. Even though I love Dragic in Miami, they can be making some real noise come playoff time because that team, like I trust, and I'm a Bulls fan, but I trust Spo, I trust Pat Riley, and I trust Jimmy G that they can really they can be a sleeper in the playoffs that can surprise some people again.
This one I'm going with Ben. I truly see, that the Heat, they've definitely been turning it on recently, but with those two top teams in the East, I'm not sure if they'd be able to do something unless they make a move. Like when you said someone for like Lowry, someone like that could put them over the top. I think that could really, really, really help them. But for where they're built right now, I don't see them being able to go over the Nets or the Sixers. And for the last one, kind of ties into this. This will be for who takes home everything. Who on the trade market is someone who can make the biggest impact on a new team if they're traded to that team? Choder, you could go ahead in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so I got Nikola Vucevic out of Orlando, headed to Boston. I think he fits. I think anyone can fit Boston at this point, but most importantly, I think Vucevic would be a great add because they're great all around. And I think that 5 spot has really been ever since they lost Al Horford. They've been doing really bad. But overall, the Celtics, they're 27th in like defensive rebounding, 18th in assists, 16th in just overall rebounding, and 18th in points per game, like amongst the NBA, which aren't bad numbers. 10th in blocks per game. But I think adding someone like Vucevic, who is like averages 25 and 11 and 3 assists, like a passing big man that can score and get rebounds for you and defend, like I think put him in the Brad Stevens system, I think Boston can really surprise people and find themselves in that top 3 spot for sure. So I think if I'm looking at anyone on the trade market, I'm going to go with a realistic trade, by the way. I think Vucevic to Boston would really help them out. And it's definitely a doable trade, 100%. So I can definitely see that one happening. But yeah, that's who I got.
That's a good one. All right, Ben, let's see what you got.
All right, so I know I just said the Heat were pretenders, but if Kyle Lowry goes to the Heat, I think they are definitely contenders. Lowry's been killing it. I kind of got a glimpse of him yesterday when he played the Bulls, averaging 18 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. I think he'd fit really well with the Heat because he's more of like not a slasher, but a point guard that's like more so drive first. And I think that's what the Heat need with all their shooters they have. And if they can, if he can collapse the defense, kick it out to, you got Duncan Robinson, Olynyk, Hero. I don't know what's going on with him. That'd be huge. And also another point, the pick and roll game with Adebayo, I think would be crazy with him and Lowry. I love that. Pick and pop too with him. I just think they would match up well, and also it takes some of the scoring pressure off Jimmy. So yeah, and also Olynyk. I mean, he's a sleeper, but
he's someone no one ever really likes to talk about.
Yeah. So I just think that's who they need.
Yeah, I think on this one, I'm gonna have to go with Ben to win it. Just going with the Kyle Lowry trade. I really like that Vucevic trade, but I really think getting someone like Kyle Lowry could really put the Heat over the edge. It's just I don't know what it is. I like Vucevic going to Boston, but I don't know. I think Lowry, the Heat, especially that defensive backcourt of him and Jimmy, would be insane. I think that's something that could actually keep up with the Nets a little bit, depending on what they could give up. But that one was close, dude. I'm not even gonna lie.
Keep sleeping on Vucevic. Keep sleeping. Gosh, that's all that was. Is sleeping on him again. Good win. I'll be back.
That was a good one. So, Choder, since you'll be the judge next week, you come up with the 3 questions. All right.
Oh, fantastic!
So you'll come up with them. He's gonna come at me with vengeance.
This will be like Ben. We're gonna make Ben a champion.
All right, so Ben's 1-0. Ben's 1-0.
1 week win streak.
But you know what? We're getting close to wrapping up the show this week. This one's going been going pretty good. And so we're gonna get into our draft now.
Yes, sir.
This draft in honor of the NCAA tournament starting up, we're going to be drafting an all-time college basketball lineup. Regardless of the fact, it doesn't matter what they did in their NBA career, strictly college basketball players.
It's gonna be straight Duke players.
Excited.
So for this one, I think the draft last week, Ben had number 1. So we'll move you to 3rd.
Okay.
I
get
think
that number 1 spot, Rob.
Yeah, I was last week, so Choda will be 2nd. So with my number 1 pick, Choda, you're gonna keep track of this?
No, you're gonna.
I got a pen. I
can
I'll
do it. I got one too.
All right.
I take notes, so I'm good.
For the number 1 pick for me, I will be going with Mr. Lou Alcindor from UCLA, the greatest college basketball player of all time, aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's no brainer, I think.
Yeah, obviously.
He's a dog. He was a dog.
Man.
At the big man game
started now.
You could trade it.
Yeah, I had that pick.
There's been a trade.
Hold on. I got someone in mind. I'm stuck between 2 guys. I need one.
If you draft this one guy with your number 1 pick, you better not say a name I think you're saying.
What school do you think? What school?
Duke.
I think it's definitely Duke, but I don't know.
I'm not gonna pick a Duke guy on my first pick. Not yet. I can't do that.
There are some on you.
Maybe if he would have stayed in college a little bit longer, someone I was thinking of.
That's the guy I'm thinking of. I thought you were gonna draft him.
No, this isn't a surprise pick. I mean, maybe it is, but I'm gonna go with my guy from Indiana, from the French Lick, the Hig from French Lick. Give me Larry Bird with my first. It's a tough pick, but he averaged 30 3 years in college. I mean, he's a bucket, so I'll take it. I just didn't want to go Duke, and then everyone would, be all like, "Wow, what a bias son of a gun!" In the comments. So, not mad about it. Go ahead, Ben.
I don't want to do this, but I think I need to. All right. No, I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping it NBA or not college and not NBA. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up. Are we drafting to like compete against one another?
Yeah, whoever just the best lineup you could possibly build.
All right. I'm gonna go with Pistol Pete Maravich.
Oh,
well, that was a sleeper, bro. He was on my board. I wanted him, but I just felt like I had to go with Larry.
Yeah, I mean, the pistol dude. He was a dog at LSU. Yeah. I mean, obviously I didn't see it, but
you see the stats, you see the film.
I've done my research. I've seen some.
There you go.
Seen some. I mean, he averaged. I don't know if you guys want to hear this. He averaged 43 plus in all 3 years at LSU.
What?
43 plus. Yeah, he averaged 43.
There's no way. Wait, no shit.
And I mean, that's all I gotta say.
There's nothing much more to say.
I mean, 43 plus.
Well, I did.
Freshman year, his sophomore, and his junior year.
That's a good pick. All right, you got another pick,
idiot.
Man. Oh God, I was not ready for this.
Well, Ben won.
Maybe we can go big man here.
Ooh, something to keep up with the Mr. Alcindor?
Yeah, I'm torn between 2. All right, so Pete's probably gonna be he's a shooting guard, right? I mean, I think he played shooting guard in the NBA, but I don't know about college. I'm gonna go with Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain from Kansas.
That's definitely someone that can keep up with me.
Is my second pick.
Am I up?
Yes, you are.
Is it
Believe
me now?
so. Also
Give
averaged
me-
29 plus all years.
Yeah. Give me the Diesel. Give me Shaquille. I'm gonna go with Shaquille because y'all are just drafting some of the best
LSU.
big
I
men.
don't know how this man came back to me. Michael Jordan. Come on now.
Yeah, I thought about picking him. I thought about it.
Come on now.
Imagine if I would have picked. So never mind. I don't want to say it. Never
Oh,
mind.
I
oh
thought
man.
about picking Jordan, but that's when I was like, I don't know if I don't want to go to NBA.
Gotta
Yeah,
go,
but he
Mr.
still
Mr.
was top.
Clutch. Mr. Clutch. The shot. Hits the shot everywhere he goes. Now this
Shot in
one,
college.
I'm torn between two guys. This one I'm thinking of more. I want to go someone who was just absolutely dominant. Both of them were absolutely dominant. Don't get me wrong, but one of them was a winner in college. And if I'm going that route, I want to go a guy where right now I'm sitting at 5 national championships on my team. Adding this guy, I think I'm adding one more. It might be 2. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going Christian Leitner.
Oh,
Wow. I'm so mad.
I was gonna do that too. Well, if Choker's
Yeah.
gonna do it first,
I was probably gonna do it, but not anymore.
Christian Leitner.
That's a great 30 for 30 for
Yeah, it
people who
is.
have not seen
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Choder, where do you go from here? We have some great big men.
I swear.
I'm gonna go. Who did you just pick? You picked Leitner.
Yeah.
So I got Larry, Shaquille. I think I'm gonna get someone who can run the show with me, and I'm gonna pick Larry's best friend, but also his best rival, and that's Magic from Michigan State. Oh, Magic Johnson.
National
my pick seems
champ.
my picks seem hella boring, but like
No, that's I mean, it's
they
the
all
greatest
had
point
great
guard ever.
like college
You're-
careers.
Your team is huge.
I was gonna say I got wait and see. How many more picks I
Is it
got? I
me?
got 2 left. Yeah, I know how many picks.
Ben's got 3 left. He's got back-to-back right here.
So I got Pistol, I got my guard, I got Will. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a 4, get a power forward, who averaged 20 points and 14 rebounds his final year at Wake Forest. Tim Duncan.
Oh,
Thank God. Thank God.
Jimmy D. Big fundamental. Oh,
all right, you got to bounce back right here.
I do have another one, don't I?
Yeah.
All right, so I got 2. I got my big set. So if I'm looking at, I kind of got a list pulled up here just to gaze. And
There's so many great college players.
I know.
Adam
Who do I
Morris.
get? Who do I? Oh look.
Want Iguodala.
I want. Imagine.
I'm gonna take Andre Iguodala.
I'm gonna get my point guard. Kind of go in the same trend that Choder did, and get a tall point guard, the Big O. From Cincinnati.
Ooh.
So we got some size now.
You got Oscar.
Yep.
Hey, you guys might dominate the point guard I was gonna take. I might change up the game a little bit.
Who were you going to take?
Well, there's 2 guys I'm torn between, but it kind of depends where you go here.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh snap! I gotta pick them. I'm gonna go with JJ Redick. I need a straight up JJ Redick at Duke, bro. Is so much fun. I obviously wasn't like I didn't watch it. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I didn't start watching like Duke basketball till like I was like in 8th grade. But going back and watching JJ, I just wish I could have went back or be in that time and like really watched it. But that dude is so much fun to watch.
Just to interrupt real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't want to be a Marlyn, but I'm looking at Oscar Robertson's college stats right now, and he averaged 14 or more rebounds every year with 33 points, which is actually insane just to think about. He averaged 33 and 14 in his 33 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists in his final year at Cincinnati.
That's insane.
That's all. I was just
Oh man.
shocked by that. I thought I had to share that.
Now, coming here to where I'm at, my draft, there's one guy I think I want to draft, but you guys have some insanely big point guards that I don't think I can draft this guy. Honestly, I could stick him on JJ, maybe, just because of size. But this man was dominant in college. Most
Big
people,
Bob Cousy.
okay. Most people remember him for his historical run in the NCAA tournament.
I think I know who this is.
I'm going with Wendell Curry
Oh, it's not who
Wow.
I thought it
as
was.
my
Wow.
point guard.
This man hated Steph Curry for a while.
Steph Curry at Davidson was a different beast. I was low-key thinking about going Jimmer. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought you were going Kemba for some reason.
Cardiac Kemba.
Yeah, because you said the tournament run.
Yeah, Davidson making the
Imagine.
Elite Eight.
Carson Edwards.
Now,
He's like, I want Darren Williams.
Darren. Now I have to go with. I don't know. Would you guys consider Christian Laettner a power forward or more of a small forward? Power
I
forward.
would say power.
Yeah.
Wow, that ruins that pick. I was then thinking about going someone else. He was a one and done, but I was thinking about going that route. But someone else who was absolutely dominant in college that I think I have to go with him here. Because I need to add some size, but also someone who could play a little bit of defense. Someone who can put the ball on the floor. I don't know if I want
I'm
to.
stressing. I don't know who you're about to pick.
I'm stuck between like two guys. I'm really stuck between like two guys. But I think I want to go with him. And honestly, this may cost me the draft in the end. But he was a great college player. I'm going Jalen Rose.
Ooh,
Fab
I like
5.
that. I like that.
Adds me a lot of size. So now I have two guys that can handle the ball. And with doing that, I can play Steph Curry off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Schroeder, your last
trouble.
pick.
This is me?
Yep.
No, Ben's got one.
Ben's got the last pick.
Ben's got. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, this is my last. I thought you were saying I was the last pick. I
Oh,
was
no,
like,
you have one more
man.
pick, your last pick.
I'm going to seem as though I might be a casual with this pick and a fanboy, but I have to
say
go
it.
with someone. I'm going to say it.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. Actually, I don't. Do you know who I'm about to pick?
Well, if you're saying a
If you know
fanboy-
who it is, say it. If you know who it is, say it.
Is it Zion?
Wow. Yeah, it is Zion. Good job. I'll go with Zion. He was a dog at Duke, obviously. He averaged 22 and 8. Obviously, he's only there 1 year, but
I
did
felt
not
it.
I did not expect him when he was coming in, bro. I was like, dude, RJ. I was like, everyone's talking about Zion, bro. I was like, RJ Barrett's like just like he's the number one blah 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 player. Zion came in and just totally threw that argument out the window. But
Ben's
yeah.
rounding it out. Ben, I honestly
Zion.
think if Ben makes the right pick right here, he probably
wins.
just won the draft.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I think if you
I
make
need-
the right pick right here.
I got my point guard in Big O, my shooting guard in Maravich, Tim Duncan at power forward, and Wilt at center. Need a small forward, and I'm going with a guy
why?
who averaged
I tweet.
29.7 points and 20.3 rebounds.
I hang on. I might be able to guess it.
If you all right, go ahead. I'll give you. A
When
guess.
what era was this?
Do you want me to give like a year?
Just one of the years.
56.
Elgin Baylor.
Yep.
That's
I'm
going.
Elgin Baylor. It was a 32.5 and 19 rebounds his last year at Seattle. I mean,
I don't know if any of us. It depends on the era we're playing, but I don't think any of us are stopping Ben's team.
that team is just. I don't
Bro,
know. I did some research.
Shaq
I'm not
and
gonna lie.
Zion, bro.
Yeah, like we all have like some good teams, but I just like with the size that Ben has too. I don't know.
Wilt and Timmy.
Like-
Elgin Baylor. I mean, who's grabbing a board
Shaq.
They're gonna be boxing each other
With-
out for the board.
with Big O? With Big O.
This was a
I'm
good
taking
one.
Shaq any day of the week. at this point.
One
I
other
mean,
guy.
in college, he wasn't as. I mean, he was still amazing, but
That was one guy I honestly wanted to draft, but I had already drafted a big. I was gonna go Elijah but I didn't
picked
go.
over Jordan.
That was a good one though. That was definitely.
I was gonna take instead of Zion. I realized that after I picked him, I should have went Anthony Davis.
I was thinking him. That's why I asked about Leitner. If I
Yeah.
could put him at the 3. But
Anthony Davis
Yeah.
would have been a great pick too. Maybe
Another-
Anthony Bennett. I don't know.
oh, good night.
I'm just playing.
But yeah, that was
Marvin
that.
Bagley?
I think I gotta go Ben on that
Our
one.
Bagley at Duke was dirty.
I think I
Carson
gotta go
Edwards?
Ben. I love that we weren't drafting, guys we grew up watching either. Like that.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh,
I mean, these
okay.
stats are crazy.
Yeah, like honestly, I didn't know that.
Honestly, I was gonna pick Pete, and I saw that. I looked at his stats, and I read the wrong category. I thought it said he was
44.
averaging 16 points. He was averaging 16 field goal attempts a game. He was
16
on the
field
other
goals and
side.
44 points.
It's not like that's crazy.
He must be getting to
Crazy.
the line.
That dude was a bucket.
Actually, let me go back to that. I need to see.
But yeah, man.
'Cause I was looking at that today.
So this was episode 4 was clearly the Ben episode.
Yeah, bro.
Won the debate and won the
Get
draft.
big headed.
Any of the listeners, to be honest, if you guys could find, think of a good debate or draft you guys want us to do, we're down for anything NBA related. The college one. So we're hoping for a good March Madness here. To end the episode right now, here, give us your picks. We'll start. Yeah, we'll go March Madness here. We'll start with Ben. You go ahead and give your. You don't have to go final. I haven't really studied the brackets yet. So you can just give us your championship matchup. And then who you got winning.
Okay. The Illini are gonna hate to hear this. I do have you in the Final Four, but I'm going with Baylor versus who was it? Gonzaga in the finals, and I got Baylor taking it.
Really?
Pretty simple. I mean, 1 seeds. I mean, I know it's kind of boring, nothing really special, but yeah, I like Baylor versus Gonzaga.
Give me the same matchup, except give me Gonzaga taking the dub because Jalen Suggs and Drew Timmy, and that's just a great team to watch. And yeah, that's what I got.
Now I'm going with the actual best team in college basketball, the Fighting Illini. Iowa's gonna bring it back to Champaign, raise the trophy at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Or is it at Bankers Life? Or
Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil, close enough, same thing. He's gonna raise it there over the Bulldogs of Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the 2 best teams actually meeting in the national championship. And I actually have your guys' Baylor Bears losing to Ohio State in the Sweet 16, and we'll get a Big Ten matchup in the Elite Eight of that fantastic overtime thriller that we got right there. But we'll talk more about it pretty soon. Does it start this week or next week?
Friday.
Thursday
Thursday are the playing games. Friday,
Okay.
Saturday, first round.
We should link up and we should go watch them.
I'm
Definitely
down.
try to. We can definitely try
yeah,
to
so
for not
I'm
working.
working.
Dark horse, Purdue Boilermakers.
Don't
Don't
sleep.
sleep. on them.
I was gonna say one team. I really hope they make it. They'll be in the playing game. The Drake. It sucks that they don't have our boy Roman playing.
Shout out Roman Penn, bro.
Shout out Roman. We really want to get him on the show. We're gonna somehow make it happen. We all went to high school with Roman. It's great to see what he's doing over there in Iowa. But speedy recovery, man. If they're gonna make some noise. They've made a lot of noise this year. If not, they'll be back next year and they'll have their star point guard back. But yeah, I wouldn't call them a sleeper team this year, but my team that I always got because my dad did like their coach is West Virginia. The
Gordon
Mountaineers,
McCabe.
the 3 seed, coached by Bob Huggins. Wouldn't be shocked to see them make a little bit of a run. I think they're actually in the same bracket as the Fighting Illini, so I think they'll end up meeting them in like the. Are they in the same one as the Illini? I'm not 100% sure, but I could see them making a pretty far run, but they're not beating Io and the Fighting Illini. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that I mean, Io and Coburn. Coburn's a beast. No stopping Coburn. Even Luka Garza can hold him. So I mean, he's a beast. I wouldn't be surprised if Illinois won either. There's too much pride in me to let
another Big Ten team.
Yeah.
I feel you there. But yeah, I don't know. You get the Boilermakers somehow breed these 7'5" big men from I don't know where. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm excited.
West Virginia is in the same as Illinois.
So they'll be playing them in the Sweet 16 probably.
I'm
hoping for that. That would be a definitely good matchup.
I'm excited. What would you do if they lost the first round, Purdue?
I wouldn't be surprised. They've done that before, but hey, I think they'll get past first, beat Villanova, and then they'll probably lose to Baylor.
If we're being 100% honest, we can't really say anything to Ben considering the Hoosiers didn't make it and the Blue Devils didn't make it.
Blue Devils would have made it if it wasn't for a COVID test from a walk-on.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
No shot they were winning.
I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm saying they would have made the tournament. Like, everyone relax. I was still picking Zaga.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. We should definitely try to meet up if we're all able to with our schedules. And we'll definitely be talking about the tournament a little bit next week. I know this is mostly an NBA pod, but every week I was talking about March Madness.
Miss March Madness, dude.
We're gonna start broadening our horizons.
It's been over a year.
Yeah, we're hoping that pretty soon we'll be able to start getting guys on the pod too. Get some interviews, local high school guys, college. Choder being a manager, got some players we might be able to bring.
Io.
Oh, we need Io.
Imagine if we got Io.
I hope Travion. All right, Travion follows me on Instagram. I hope Travion Williams.
Hit him up, man.
All right.
But all right, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 4 of the Step Back here on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you can find us. We're there. Like, subscribe, give us 5 stars, comment, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Why is his neck broke, bro? That's follow us anywhere at _Step Back Pod. We need it, man. Right there, Bo Jackson. It's almost baseball season. It's gonna be an exciting one. Sox are on the come up. I'm a Cubs fan, but I don't hate the Sox. We're everywhere, man. But check us next week, next Tuesday, releasing every single week. We'll check you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.
Adios.
Peace.